Hey guys, so today I will be doing my Galaxy S3 Mini versus iPhone 5 Leo video over here. So I've already been doing some Galaxy S3 Mini, looks, comparing it against the Galaxy S2, comparing it against the Galaxy S3. Now it's time to go ahead and compare it against something from, let's say, Apple, some kind of iOS device, and we have the latest one over here, or Apple's latest phone at least. And of course that is the iPhone 5 while I'm doing this video. So let's go ahead and start off here by talking a little bit about the design aspect and those little things. Of course you can see that this is the first thing you will see here is that these devices are almost in kind of the same size, as you can see here when they're lying on my table. So of course that is kind of interesting. We will be able to take a quick look here at the full specs very soon. But if you start off here by looking at the design and all those things, you can see both have like a 4-inch display, both have a home button, and both have some kind of like rounded off design. Even though the Galaxy S3 Mini is a little bit more rounded off here from what we can see. Also, if you go ahead now and take a look at the bottom, you can see that on the Galaxy S3 we get the micro USB port down there, and on the iPhone we get that new lightning connector, or whatever now it's being called. And then also you can see that Apple has moved down their kind of button or their headphone jack to the bottom side, while on the Galaxy S3 Mini it is being located at the top. You can also see here at the top, on the iPhone you get the the start button, or the power on button. And if you take a look here on the right side of the two devices, we can see that on the Galaxy S3 Mini there is our little power button, and then on the iPhone you can see that we have this nano SIM card slot over here, while we get that kind of SIM slot located behind the back plate on the Galaxy S3 Mini. And the Galaxy S3 Mini is using a nano or a micro, or is it micro? I think it's micro SIM card, while the iPhone is using a nano SIM, so it's a little bit smaller, but you can cut that for yourself. If you go ahead now and take a look at the other side, you can see that on the iPhone we do get this switch here to mute the device, and then you also get up and down, volume up and down keys. On the Galaxy S3 Mini we only get up and down keys. And if you go now and take a look at the back, you can see the cameras here. You can see that on the Galaxy S3 Mini with this 5-megapixel camera, while we get a better camera here on the iPhone 5. We get a 8-megapixel camera that also should have some kind of good protection here in front of the lens. So even if you drop it and get some scratches, it shouldn't be able to damage this up here, because it's like in better build quality. You can also see that the speaker is being located here at the back on the Galaxy S3 Mini, while on the iPhone it's being located here at the bottom. Also the mic is located over there. That's a very quick first look here at the kind of like the design aspect. And now I just want to quickly go ahead and start covering the kind of the specs and make a quick comparison over there. Because if you are looking forward to buying one of these, of course you need to know the specs. The first thing you might want to know here is that in terms of pricing, definitely the iPhone 5 costs almost the same or double the price of the Galaxy S3 Mini. So right off the bat there, that's probably one of the biggest things that makes these two devices very different from each other. Also you can get faster speeds, like LTE speeds on the iPhone 5, while you get HSDPA also on the Galaxy S3 Mini, but only up to 21 megabits, while it's up to like 41 megabits on the iPhone 5. That's why they can call it for an LTE device, I'm pretty sure. So nano SIM here, mini SIM here, mini SIM, that's what it was being called. The iPhone 5 of course came in September this year while the new Galaxy S3 Mini came 1 month later in October. So of course that's very interesting also over there. The iPhone 5 also definitely is thinner. It is around like 8 millimeters, while the Galaxy S3 Mini is pretty fat. It is almost 1 centimeter there in thickness, so definitely their thickness it's nicer with the iPhone. The iPhone, in terms of the weight, they kind of had the same 111 grams on like the Galaxy S3 Mini, while the iPhone is 112 grams. Also, what I can say is that the iPhone 5 also is a little bit longer, but overall there, in terms of the dimensions and things like that, there's really no big deal there. They're kind of the same. The biggest thing definitely is the thickness. If we go ahead and take a quick look here at the displays, we of course get an IPS, TFT display here on the iPhone 5, while we get Samsung's very, a lot of colors, a lot of saturation. The Super AMOLED display here on the Galaxy S3 Mini. You can see we get some stuff here. Okay, there we go. We can close that off. It's a 480 over here, 480 times 800 resolution, while on the iPhone 5 we get 640 times 1136 in the resolution. So that means that there is around 100 more pixels per inch on the iPhone 5, which makes the device more crisp in terms of the text and everything. You can see that it's a lot more crisper, but I mean, like, that's probably something that you do want to have when a device costs almost twice, and it's kind of hard probably to see on the video, but you can definitely see that the PPI is around 230 on the Galaxy S3 Mini, while it's over 300 on the iPhone 5. So that's a very big thing over there. Also, in terms of protection, in the kind of glass here on the top, the iPhone 5 should have Gorilla Glass, not like the second generation. I'm pretty sure it's only the first generation, but Gorilla Glass will make your device stronger. When you try to scratch it or anything like that, it should be more durable than the Galaxy S3 Mini, which I've been seeing that the Galaxy S3 Mini shouldn't have that. It shouldn't have Gorilla Glass 2. That doesn't have any Gorilla Glass. The Galaxy S3, the real boy, of course has Gorilla Glass. My new Galaxy Note 2 has Gorilla Glass 2. But I still have been able to get some scratches on it, but of course it should be a lot harder. But the Galaxy S3 Mini shouldn't even have Gorilla Glass, so of course that is something that you might want to consider when you're picking between these devices. If you go ahead and now talk about internal storage here, the iPhone 5 is available in 16, 32 and 64 gigabyte variants. The Galaxy S3 Mini is available in 8 and 16 gigabyte variants. But here's the funny thing. Now, on internal storage, of course, the iPhone 5 is the winner, because there is a 64 gigabyte variant and 32 gigabyte variant. But the funny thing here is that the Galaxy S3 Mini have a micro SD card slot on the back of the device. So I'm pretty sure you can use like a 64 gigabyte micro SD plus the 16 gigabyte. So technically, if you want to use more, if you want to have max out the storage, you can of course get more on the Galaxy S3 Mini, but of course then you have to buy that card. That will make the device a little bit more expensive, but still it's not even going to come close to the price of the iPhone, of course. So that's also something that you might want to consider. Also, both these two devices have 1 gigabyte of RAM, which is very good. It should be better when you're multitasking a lot, having a lot of apps open up at the same time. You get NFC technology here as well on the Galaxy S3 Mini. You don't get any NFC here on the iPhone 5, and this is something that we've been starting to see now slowly, that mobile payment is like starting to use NFC, so you'll be able to, like, in different locations, you'll be able to pay with your smartphone, and of course you can transfer files and stuff like that across different devices with NFC, and that is like faster than Bluetooth, I'm pretty sure. And then now we also have one very big thing here, and that is about the camera. The camera over here on the Galaxy S3 Mini is only a 5 megapixel one. It's kind of slow taking pictures, but the big thing here is that the quality. I mean, we get an 8 megapixel camera here on the iPhone 5, only a 5 megapixel camera here on the Galaxy S3 Mini. Also, I can say that the front facing camera is 1.2 megapixel here on the iPhone 5, while we only get the VGA front facing camera on the Galaxy S3 Mini. So camera is really big thing that you will notice when you are using these two different devices. That's a big difference in terms of smoothness and all those things. You can't really say that there's a big difference here. I can almost say that the Galaxy S3 Mini is a lot more smooth, especially in these normal transitions that I'm doing right now on like the home screens here that they're being called here. But they're kind of like more smooth here on the Galaxy S3 Mini. But in terms of going out and going in and out from apps, of course the GPU is way better on the Galaxy or on the iPhone 5, and it will produce some better results. Of course, we're rocking Android 4.1 Jelly Bean here with Project Butter on the Galaxy S3 Mini, while on Apple's iPhone 5 we get the latest version of iOS right now, iOS 6. And the good thing with iOS is that every time Apple updated it, they ship out updates directly. That's not how it works in the Android world. We are now starting to see Android 4.2 being shipped out to devices, but it's not available yet on my Galaxy S3 Mini, and it will probably take a few months if I will get it. So of course that's a very disappointing thing there with Android. So let's go ahead now and continue down the line. Let's go ahead and talk chipsets. So the built-in chipset here on the iPhone 5 is of course Apple's own A6, so they produce their own kind of chipset. And Samsung also produced their own kind of chipset called Exynos, but you don't get an Exynos chipset in the Galaxy S3 Mini. You get some kind of Novator U8420 chipset, which it's actually the first time I have a phone with that chipset, and it should be a little bit different, of course. It's probably cheaper for Samsung to do, and they're probably testing it out a little bit. If you go ahead now and talk about the processor, of course we get this kind of dual core processors on both these two devices, but it's a 1 GHz dual core processor on the iPhone 5, where you get it's a 1.2 GHz dual core processor here on the iPhone 5, while it's a 1 GHz dual core processor on the Galaxy S3 Mini. And it's been known a long time now that usually Android devices, they need more power, better CPU, because in the history of Androids, usually Android the software hasn't been as good as Apple's iOS. Android hasn't been that much optimized, so they've been always needing to have a stronger CPU, but that's starting to change now with Android 4.1 Jelly Bean, which really makes the device a lot more smooth here, especially in the menus. So kind of exciting there that you can get a 1 GHz dual core processor here on the Galaxy S3 Mini, but it produces like better results than Apple's own 1.2 GHz dual core processor, especially in menus and everything. Speed, it's kind of amazing there. If you go now and go down the line here and check out some other things, the GPU is definitely way better on the iPhone 5. You get this PowerVR SGX 543 MP3 that should be like triple core graphics, while you get the Mali 400 GPU on the Galaxy S3 Mini, but it's not as good as the one on the Galaxy S3 because it's only the Mali 400 one, not the Mali 400 MP2 one. And I've been doing gameplay videos on both these two devices, and the iPhone 5 definitely, when I'm playing some GTA Vice City, it's extremely smooth. On the Galaxy S3 Mini, it's not as smooth, but it's pretty awesome results from what you will pay to get the Galaxy S3 Mini. Because I'm pretty sure that the Galaxy S3 Mini plays GTA Vice City better than the iPhone 4S almost. And also I tried out GTA Vice City on the iPhone 4. I'm pretty sure that the Galaxy S3 Mini costs around the same as an iPhone 4 right now, and the iPhone 4 can't play GTA Vice City from the App Store that good. It's like extreme lag, but on the Galaxy S3 Mini and the Play Store's GTA Vice City app, you can actually play the game without not extremely major problems. So that's of course something that's extremely exciting, at least for me. So I think that's kind of fun, you know, to take a look at over there. If you go ahead now and look at the battery, you get a 1440 milliamp, 1440 milliamp battery here on the iPhone 5. I tried charging, and it seems like the iPhone 5 definitely charged up faster than the Galaxy S3 Mini. The Galaxy S3 Mini has a little bit higher battery though, 1500 milliamps, but it really is way quicker to charge up the iPhone than the Galaxy S3 Mini. So of course that's also a problem that I've been seeing on my Galaxy Note 2. I mean, like, the battery life is amazing, like 3100 milliamps, but it charges up a little bit slow. Okay, they can definitely do some better job there at making it quicker and all those awesome things. So now it's almost time to start doing some fun things here. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do right now is that we are gonna go ahead now and jump to some speed testing. So the first thing I want to try out here is some speed testing here in the Safari web browser here on my iPhone 5, and then we're gonna use Google Chrome here on the Galaxy S3 Mini, because a lot of people want me to use that, so that's definitely something I will use. And if you go ahead now and let's see here, if we can go ahead and close down some tabs. So if we now just go ahead and go to some websites, let's go ahead and fire up Pocket now. Okay, I don't have Pocket now over here. Let's go ahead and type that in. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go to pocketnow.com. And as you can see over here, it definitely loads up quicker on the iPhone 5. Both are connected on my Wi-Fi network over here at home. So it's kind of like butter smooth when I'm going in and out here on the iPhone 5. While it's not as smooth here definitely on the Galaxy S3 Mini, but not extremely major problems. It's like some small choppiness, but it's still kind of like a smooth experience when you're going in and out. But I think most people will get used to that. I don't actually think it's an extremely big deal over there. Let's go ahead and tap on this. And as we can see, the iPhone 5 really crushed here, it seems like, in terms of speed. Definitely here in smoothness, it's kind of crazy how much better it is. Or it's not crazy, I mean, like, it costs, you know, twice the price. One thing though that I like with Android here is that when you just make a small little swipe here, it goes down longer. On the iPhone 5 you have to make more swiping to get down to the bottom, if you know what I mean. So that's something that I think is a little bit annoying. Let's go ahead and go to bookmarks again, and let's go ahead and try out another website. Let's go ahead and try out The Verge. There we go, it's finished. But of course it seems like it's loading full site here. There we go. Definitely though that it was quicker, the iPhone 5 here, when we are loading up the page. Also, I have these two devices turned on full brightness, and from what I can see, of course, definitely the brightness is a lot better on the iPhone 5 than on the Galaxy S3 Mini. The Galaxy S3 Mini ain't that far behind, and also what I can see here in terms of the text crispiness, I can see that it's way better here on the iPhone 5, but it should be. It's around 100 more pixels per inch. So when we go in here, let's see here. You can definitely go ahead and see that, you know, it's more crisp, it's way more awesome. And it's a lot easier, especially on this website, to go in and out on the iPhone than it is on the Galaxy S3 Mini. Let's go ahead and tap on this. And loads up quicker here on the iPhone 5. Definitely we can say that, you know, Safari is a lot more optimized, it's a lot more faster here. I do wish though that Apple would speed up a little bit when you swipe so you can go down quicker. Maybe there's a jailbreak tweak for that, but I don't think you should have to jailbreak to do that. But you know, it's easier to go down a lot when you have a lot of text, definitely here on the Android version. So a quick look there in terms of the, you know, the browsing aspect of the devices. When we go ahead now and continue, we're going to go ahead and do some app speed testing. So we're going to go ahead and like fire up, let's say, Facebook. Oops. And I'm going to go ahead and have the apps open up in the background to see how the 1 GB of RAM will do. Let's see, it will be fun to see if any of the devices will go slower. Okay, there we go. I think the iPhone 5 was a little bit quicker there. And we'll go ahead and go down. We can see that the app is kind of the same design on both these two devices. I have them updated to the latest version here. And I can also see now that the brightness is a lot better on the iPhone. Let's go ahead and tap on this one. And loads up quicker, both the text and all those things. Let's go ahead and tap down here. And as you can see, it's way better here on the iPhone 5. The app that it just pops up quickly like that. It's way better. On the Galaxy S3 Mini here, it did have to, you know, load the whole thing. So if you now also go ahead and continue, go ahead and tap on done. Let's go ahead and tap on their little page. You can see that the iPhone 5 also is a little bit quicker here again. But both are kind of, you know, smooth here in the experience. Both, no major lag here on the Galaxy S3 Mini, and of course that's very nice. So it is a little bit quicker, definitely. If you go ahead now and tap on like 2009. There we go, not that far behind. Let's go ahead and tap on this. There you go. Finish up quicker. So it's a little bit quicker over there. Also, when we were going out of the app, it was a little bit quicker. Now, let's go ahead and fire up, let's say, YouTube. And let's go ahead and try some videos. There you go, you can see that it finished up a lot quicker here. Even though I'm not signed in here, I think we're gonna go ahead and skip the sign in part. I think that we just go ahead and search for one of my videos. Search for knife. There you go. You can see some of my videos. So you can see my videos being located here at the top. And one more time we can see that the brightness is a lot better here on the iPhone. So let's go ahead and try to load up here video. As you can see over there, it loads up quicker on the iPhone. Let's go ahead and check out the quality here. one more time, I can see that it is crisper here on the iPhone. But it's not too bad. You can see that both videos were loading up at the same time. So of course that's something that's very, very, very awesome. Let's go ahead and see here. This is of course my drop test video on an iPhone 5, which was pretty interesting to do. Yeah, that sucked. So, in terms of loading YouTube videos here, it does seem to be a little bit the same. Sometimes the iPhone 5 is a little bit quicker there. I also did see on the kind of the UI, it was a little bit better here, at least on the Android version. That could also be because Google owns like Android and Google, YouTube, Google owns that also, so they may have optimized it a little better here for the Google Play. But you did see when I was loading a video that I did have options immediately to see other videos, while on the iPhone I had to go to like suggested apps. So I think that was a little bit better over here. Now let's go ahead and check out Google Maps on both these two devices. So finally Apple has back Google Maps, or the App Store basically. So of course Google Maps already is built into Android and now updated to the latest version. Let's go ahead and fire it up. There you go. Let's go ahead and see. As you can see, that's where I'm located at the moment. Let's see here. I have the GPS turned on, searching using GPS. Okay, agree. Okay, let's see if it could find me. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out this kind of UI here. We'll go ahead and zoom in here. You can see that we get some more my location, accurate to 60 meters, which is of course very, very, very good here. You can see that the UI is a little bit easier on the iPhone 5. We don't have that many options, but I really like the new Google Maps for the App Store. It's really like a simple UI. Down here we have search, and up here we have search like this. So let's see here. Let's see here. So you can search for something. Let's go ahead and search for a place in Sweden. There you go. We can see that it was quicker definitely here on the iPhone 5 to pick it up. And you can see here, if you want directions to these different places, just go ahead and tap down here on both these. And then you can see here, wait a sec. Okay, you need to tap there on the side. You can see that on both these two devices we have options like walking, car, bus. On the Android version though, we can go by bicycle or something. So you have your location, that of course will be the GPS. If you have your GPS being turned on, and then you have my location and then the place. Let's say you want to go by car, and let's go ahead and get directions, or you can immediately tap here on getting navigation on the Android version here or on the Galaxy S3 Mini. You can also see here a little bit quicker. You have a quick option here to see how much time it will take, something that's not available here on the Android version. So let's go ahead and see here. So you need to tap on it just like that, get directions. I'm also pretty sure that was a little bit quicker over there on the iPhone 5. So you can see that the same kind of driving route over here. You can also tap here on start to go down to like navigation like this. Google, and this is something that's more cool here with the iPhone 5, that navigation is a little bit more built into the maps, while here it has to load a little bit more. So hopefully they can improve that on the Android version. So let's see here. You can see 45 minutes on both. You can also see that you have some options down here, step by step list. They have definitely a more simple UI here on the iPhone, which is something that I think many people will appreciate, because sometimes you can confuse people with too much. Here you can also see that we can go down like this, go by satellite. Well, it's a little bit harder here to see on the iPhone, but I'm pretty sure that you can go ahead and turn that on. But both seem to be working awesome, even though I definitely do prefer Google Maps now on the iPhone compared to the Android version, because I think it's more easier, more simpler, and all those things.
GPS signal lost.
Oh my god. GPS signal lost. Exit navigation. Okay, so now let's go ahead and continue down the line. Let's go ahead and just fire up Twitter a little bit quick here. And I'm still gonna have like apps open up in the background. Just like as you can see here, I have the maps open up in the background, because I want to see how the processor is handling those things. Let's go ahead now and fire up an app like Twitter. So I'm going to go ahead and fire up Twitter on both these two devices. As we can see here, we have also again a different UI. We have like more options, more different buttons we can tap on in the Android version. Well, you can see that they're trying to make the UI a little bit more optimized here. So you really, you just have the buttons that people use the most, and then you skip all those other things. When we go up here and release, the iPhone was a little bit quicker here. We have our home place, of course. And we have the same kind of sound. And we go down here and tap on a tweet or something. Let's see. Let's go ahead and tap on this. Quicker on the iPhone. Again, a little bit quicker here. You can see that the UI is a little bit more the same here. So if you want to go ahead and respond here, you can see that we get a pop-up like this. And it's kind of the same. So let's go ahead now and go down. So in terms of Twitter, also doesn't really seem to be that of a big deal. Let's go ahead and now try to fire up a game a little bit quick. Let's go ahead and try to fire up GTA Vice City. Or no, let's just go ahead and fire up something else. Let's go ahead and fire up, let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and fire up GTA. There we go. A little bit quicker on the iPhone. Again, a little bit quicker. And again, definitely quicker over here. And we can start to play the game here. And extremely buttery smooth here on the iPhone 5, which is extremely nice. And the text looks crisp. It definitely looks like Retina optimized, which is extremely nice, and extremely something that people will appreciate a lot. Well, over here, wait a sec, let's go ahead and do some more fun. It's a nice game actually. I just love the text crispiness and everything, and that the screen is a little bit brighter here than the Galaxy S3 Mini. It really is an amazing experience here. Now let's go ahead and check out the game on my Galaxy S3 Mini. And you can still play the game, but you can see definitely that the text ain't as crisp. And you can also see that, you get a little bit more choppiness in terms of when you're playing, but you can still play the game. It's definitely better than on the iPhone 4. And I think it almost could be better than the iPhone 4S, because I tried the game out and it was, a little bit different. But this smaller choppiness, I don't think that many people will think about it too much after playing the game for a while. But definitely the text is a little bit crisper, the display is a little bit brighter on the iPhone 5. and it's you know, a little bit of a better experience, and also that the smartphone is thinner. Definitely also makes a difference here in terms of the feeling of the device. Let's go ahead and fire or go out here. There you go. You can see that it was exiting a lot quicker here also. So some quick testing there of some apps and speed. Let's just now go ahead and fire up an app like Speed Test. So we can test some quick internets here. You can see that app goes and you know, starts up quicker. Let's go ahead and see if we have location Stockholm. Okay, same place. That's awesome. Let's go ahead and begin the test. And first test here, we'll be running them at the same time. And then I will do one quick test here when they aren't running at the same time. We haven't tried down or uploading that many things. 11 and 12, this one still is having some problems here, but it does seem like they kind of have the same kind of speed here. Of course, this is normal Wi-Fi test here. Of course, if we would be on a carrier, we would be able to get like higher speeds, especially in the United States, on these two devices. And that's one of the big things, and you know, things that people think about a lot. So as we can see now again, we get better download here, but higher upload here on the iPhone 5. And it seems like it's having some problems here. Could be the server, could be something else. But the app works now better, at least on my place or my Android device over here. But it doesn't really seem to differ that much in terms of the download. The upload 79, what the F? Okay, that's a random. Let's go ahead and do it one more time. And it gets stuck. Seems like we get better score here though on the iPhone 5. 25, 11, 18, around 20 there. But now got stuck again. So if you go out again now, you can never see that the iPhone 5 is quicker over there. If you go ahead now and go ahead and do some benchmarking, you can see that earlier I've been using Antutu. This time I want to use Geekbench. Let's see here, Geekbench 2. Is there a new version of Geekbench out? Can go ahead and go here to the Play or the App Store and search for Geekbench. Okay, there we go. Gonna go ahead and update the app and type in my password, because I only had the first version, it seems like, of Geekbench. Will install and download it. Let's go ahead and fire it up. And you can see that we get memory here, 1000, and we only get 104 megabytes here. It could be Android, that it takes up a lot of the memory. Android 4.1.1 Jelly Bean latest version, iOS 6.0.1. Let's go ahead and do this. Again, we can see that the app is better here on in iOS, because you can see here that you get the progress bar. We don't get anything of that here in Android. Small things like that just makes the experience better, I think, on iOS. A lot of apps is in better quality in the iOS environment. And I'm pretty sure the iPhone 5 should crush, the Galaxy S3 Mini in these kinds of testing, both in GPU and like almost CPU stuff as well. So we got a score here of 1657 on the iPhone 5. And here you can also see some quick random stuff, the motherboard and all those good things. And as you can see here, we get a score of 748 on the Galaxy S3 Mini, so not even close, not even close. And you can see that the big things here is floating point score, and the integer score is also better here on the iPhone. Also, memory is twice here on the iPhone 5, so of course that's also one thing there that is a big difference. Now let's go ahead and fire up the Play Store and the App Store, and let's go ahead and try to download like an app. Let's see, Reckless Racing. Let's go ahead and type in the same here. Reckless Racing. Let's see here, Reckless Racing 2, Reckless Racing. Let's go ahead and tap on install on both these two devices. And you can see here when we go down. Okay, it only says installing here. We can't see it over there. Oh yeah. Install Reckless Racing. Doesn't seem like we can see like a progress bar. Just installing. Again, the UI, it's better there. Okay, there we go. You can see Reckless Racing definitely did install a lot quicker here on the Galaxy S3 Mini. Could be because it's like a Retina optimized variant for the iPhone 5, because it takes way longer here to go ahead and download this. But you can't see a progress bar here in Android in a lot of different things, which is a little bit disappointing. Oh, it's gonna download everything right now. Oh, now I get it. Okay, so we can say that the iPhone 5 is better here, definitely. If it's 200 megabytes it's downloading here, definitely better. So I don't even think that we have to continue to do this, because we can see that the iPhone is already halfway through, and even though we didn't start up at the same time, we can even see that the iPhone 5 performs better here in terms of speed, in terms of downloading and things like that. So now let's go ahead and go back again. So in terms of downloading apps, the iPhone 5 seems to be quicker over there. Now let's go ahead and do some quick Kindle reading and check out some quick things like that with Amazon Kindle. So of course the text should be a lot crisper here on the iPhone. The book cannot be downloaded because license, and wow, that sucks. I have so many devices. That sucks. So I'm not sure if you can, remove that license limit thing. It seems like it's taking a long time here on the iPhone to download just a simple ebook. Let's go ahead and try that one out. Can it download at the same time? It doesn't really seem like that. Now, while it's doing that thing, of course we can go ahead and take a look at the text. And you can see when we are changing pages here, it's kind of smooth. It's kind of like a good experience. And of course we do have options in here to, let's see here, to select text like this. And we can highlight it, and we can do all kinds of crazy stuff like that. Also, if we go ahead and tap on the menu button, of course, we get options like viewing. Bookmark. We get the view options. Let's go ahead and tap here. You can definitely see that the text, again, one more time, you see a lot more text here. Let's go ahead and try to make the text a little bit bigger here. You can also change the kind of like the font here. But if you go ahead and make the text a little bit like bigger, I can change the font over here on the iPhone, but don't know how to change. Oh, wait a sec, there we go. Let's go ahead and make it bigger. So what we can see here on the text on the iPhone, more smooth here when we're changing pages. You can also see that it's a lot better here, more crisp. So if you're gonna do a lot of reading, of course it's way better to own like an iPhone. But then it also costs like twice the price, but the experience is better. The experience is better. It's not extremely big deal, but for those people that want it all, want the best, definitely in terms of crispiness, it's better here on the iPhone 5. So of course that's a big thing here, and then you can see again that it closed down quicker. Let's go ahead and take a look at some voice search. Of course, also with Android 4.1 Jelly Bean, you do get Google Now, and Google Now basically works like that it will display different cards depending on where you are being located at. But no, not right now. It's not as good for me because where I live, but you can go ahead and tap on it like this. I have a big fat cat. But Google Now also works like this, that you can see that it did find fat cat production. Wow, that's kind of cool. Top 15 amazingly fat cats. Of course, Samsung has their own kind of voice search, which is called S-Voice, and Apple were first with their kind of Siri. So let's go ahead and try it out, shall we? Let's see here. What is 2 plus 2?
Let me check on that.
So as you can see, it loaded up way quicker here on the iPhone. It was actually a little bit slow here, definitely on the Galaxy S3 Mini. You can see here, what is width? Did I say that? Let's go ahead and try out another one. What is 2 plus 2? And it's way slower here on the S3.
Let me do an internet search for an answer to 2 plus 2 is.
Does it really have to do... It's kind of funny. It has to do an internet search to find out what 2 plus 2 is. What is 2 plus 2?
I will search the internet for an answer to 2 plus 2.
You shouldn't have to search the internet for an answer for 2 plus 2. That's ridiculous. On the iPhone, we can definitely see that first we got input 2 plus 2. You can see the result 4, number name 4, number line. You can see that we get way better information here, definitely with Wolfram Alpha. And you get kind of like a personal connection here. Also, if you do want to have that with Siri, you can say, I am tired.
Nothing wrong with being tired or
Time
sleepy.
for some rest.
As you can see here, nothing wrong with being tired or sleepy, Adrian. It even knows my name. I don't even know how this phone knows my name. I don't even think I've typed it into my iPhone. And here you can see I'm tired. Maybe time for some rest. It's a little bit more personal here because it mentioned my names on the iPhone, with Siri. So, that's kind of fun. So, quick little look at that. Now, I also want to take a very quick look at the camera because the camera really is a big deal. Definitely in terms of loading it up and do all those kinds of crazy things. Also take a quick look here at the settings area. So now we go ahead and fire up the camera. Let's go ahead and do that. And let's just check out the settings a little bit quick. You can see it load up kind of at the same time. Let's go ahead and take some pictures. You see it takes kind of like a long time both for it to focus and take a picture. We do have options over here to change to sepia effects. We do have also options here to do continuously. Let's see here, continuous. Okay, so you can take a few pictures at the same time. Not as good as on the Galaxy S3 though, where you can like burst all the time. But you have some continuous mode here where you can take like 3 pictures or something in just 2 seconds or something. So of course that's also pretty cool. We do also have the video mode, of course, which is like taking video and all those things, but you don't have like focus options when you have like a video like that. But you get some options over there. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the battery camera. Of course you get way better quality on the iPhone here. And it takes pictures a lot quicker, at least like twice the speed. But we don't get any effects here for sepia or something. We do have some quick options here. We do have some auto modes for the flash. And that's, most people use, that's only the thing that they use a lot. So that's why Apple removed like weird things like sepia and stuff like that, and let people, handle that with apps, edit their photos and pictures. And then of course we have the, the quick video mode here, which you actually can focus in, which is something also that's better here with the iPhone 5. So definitely something that you might want to keep a lookout for in this little device. So this has been a quick little look here at the Galaxy S3 Mini versus the Apple iPhone 5. I want to quickly sum it up here and tell you what's better with the iPhone 5 and also what's better with the Galaxy S3 Mini. So the big things here, definitely from my perspective, in terms of speed and everything, sure, the iPhone 5 is a little bit quicker, but big things for me are like that the camera is so much better, the 8-megapixel camera and also the front-facing camera, so much better here on the iPhone 5. The GPU is also so much better in terms of gaming. It's like it's gonna kill if you're on the iPhone 5. Also the PPI, if you're gonna do a lot of reading, the PPI really crush with 300 in pixels per inch versus 200 or like 30 on the Galaxy S3 Mini. Also, one very big thing here for me that the iPhone 5 is better at is the LTE. That it has like higher speeds, especially if you live in America or something. You will on the carrier you will be able to get much better speeds. Then also I want to talk a little bit good here about the Android Galaxy S3 Mini. Widgets is awesome. You have more freedom to customize launchers, the lock screens. You have more freedom to just plug this device into your computer and just load up songs and music and all those things. You aren't as locked down as you are on the iPhone 5. So you can customize it a lot. You have a lot more freedom. You also get NFC, which could be good for mobile payments or you sending stuff over to your friends or something. It's kind of hard to send cool things over to your friends with if they have iPhones and stuff like that. Also in terms of the pricing, that it costs around half the price of the iPhone. That's also a very big deal. Also micro SD card. Also that you can remove the battery. If you get problems with the battery, if you drop your device into water or something, you can quickly remove that battery. So that's something that I think that's some major things for me. So I definitely do hope that you did enjoy this video, and I definitely hope that if you do like this video, please leave the like or please leave a happy comment or something like that. So I can see that people actually do enjoy this. Now you can just have an awesome day, and I'll see you all hopefully in the next video. Yeah, peace out.